Okay, we are back for round 2 of the Premodern Snow Cone, and we have Premodern's very own Iron Man traveler, Aaron Dix, left at 5 in the morning to come drive out here and play some Premodern with us at Misty Mountain Games. On the right-hand side, we have Blake Niemi, a regular at Misty Mountain. Aaron's playing. I have some intel on these two. I think. Well, I'm pretty sure Blake is playing Great Combo, and I'm pretty sure Aaron is playing Mono Red Aggro.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what everyone's playing. Okay, so that is not true.
He lied to me.
Oh wait, we haven't flipped. We have the players flipped. Okay, sorry, that's Blake on the left side.
Never mind.
All right, so we're still on for maybe Mono Red. So let me switch this around.
You're right. Okay. See, I think it's mislabeled over there. Or something. Maybe our judge doesn't know the left and the right.
I think there is a miscommunication with our judge.
Classic Aaron Dix versus Aaron Dix matchup. Cabal Therapy reveals a First Bobble and a Mog Fanatic. He's on 5 cards.
All right.
We can do that thing that the Pro Tour did where they put the die on top of their deck with a mulligan to show how many cards they're starting with.
Yeah, we could do that.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but we're watching live, so we should be able to figure it out. But all right. Life total, I'm going to try and keep track of this one. A little more important than our last round, so we'll see how this goes.
Blake says to the burn deck, the first one's free, and hits himself for 1. The Duress or Cabal Therapy for nothing. But he also saw a pretty airy hand on Aaron's side.
I didn't see the cards.
It was a Mog Fanatic and an Urza's Bobble and 3 lands.
Oh, I don't have the tokens out for them to indicate what they did with the Cabal Therapy. Maybe I'll need to get that for the other rounds.
Wonder what Blake applied therapy for. It's an interesting question.
Fire Blast? I don't know.
All right, that's the cards we saw. Aaron's deck's all foiled out. Looks amazing.
Even the Urza's Ball are a custom foil, so
that's technically all you. Here's the looks awesome.
It does look cool. Shiny decks are shiny. Alright, got Academy Rector.
Dark Ritual Academy Rector.
How does Mog Fanatic line up against Academy Rector?
He's gonna take 2 damage while he casts those 2 spells. So.
Alright. I mean that could be relevant. I mean, in general, this great combo, or greater good, or whatever you want to call it, is super fast. And if there's not disruption, typically it's going to be faster than Sligh.
I think it's kind of nightmare mode on a red deck like this. Yeah.
I think in the sideboard you might have some tools. So there's already this Cabal Therapy in the graveyard, so we can get a greater good into play right now. After that, Blake is going to look to play a Phyrexian Dreadnought, and he's gonna go off that. So I don't know if that's in his hand. I'm taking a peek.
We'll see. He can definitely get therapy away his.
He's thinking about things, so I don't think it's that straightforward. So
I see another therapy and a Nostalgic Tree with a Duress.
No, I'm right. Yeah. I was like, these are my 6. I did put a card in. I was like,
Not much. He might be able to just go get a Saproling Burst. See him die.
Through the hard way.
Shock from Aaron.
A Lava Dart.
Up dart.
Not the most efficient way of getting things done.
How did he get life back?
I think I don't know. He was at 16 for just a second. I'll go check.
He just got shocked, so he should be at 14, I think. Mike's fixing the life totals. he's certainly taken 4 damage from his lands and 3 damage from burn spells, right? So he's at 13.
They're figuring it out. They are just realized that he's like, must have hit up instead of down. So
He should be at 13 though, right? Because okay, he turned
Turn
1
one.
therapy, turn 2 dark ritual, and Academy Rector, turn
17.
turn 3 duress. So he's taken 4 damage from his own lands, and he just took a shock and a lava dart.
I'll
Right?
go check with him real quick.
Looks like oh, very good. Is that right?
Yeah. All right, they're in agreement now. We're moving forward.
If you're a burn player, it's very important to make sure you always make sure your opponent takes all the damage supposed to take.
It's just hard mode. You're just like, all right, well, there has been no Dreadnought, no Enlightened Tutor, no Dreadnought, so Aaron gets to keep playing. Because, I mean, I guess the game doesn't just end there, but it almost assuredly, like, it's probably 90% that you win in that spot. Draw a
Yeah.
bunch of cards.
He's Blake has to find something
Well, I mean, Aaron's,
soon.
from what we see, in his hand is not super aggressive, right?
Right. I mean, he rolled a 5, and his hand was 3 lands, a fanatic, and a bauble.
Okay.
And this is why I don't like bauble.
It's
Because
not,
that's basically 3 lands, a black panic, and question mark.
Yeah.
So if that question mark's not a lightning bolt, that's great. But if that question mark is a 4th land,
yeah.
you're in a lot of trouble.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm just like.
All right, so Blake is gonna think. Trying to think. Can you see any of the cards in his hand?
Oh,
it's
he has
just
a reanimate.
so-
He has a Lotus Petal. I think he has another therapy. I think
It looked like he was about to attack with his Academy Rector. Nope, all right, he's flashing back to Cabal Therapy.
Oh.
What are you naming here? I think it results in just name Fire Blast, right?
probably.
What spell would Aaron be holding on to?
Although I'm doing Fire Blast, there's nothing you do about it if they have a Fire Blast there.
Oh, you could name Ball Lightning. Because that would be a card you might not want to attack into the Academy Rector.
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting Pandemonium. Alright, so
Interesting.
hopefully there's no Ball Lightning from that's what Blake's telling me, unless he's gonna win right here. So
There's St. Wall ID now.
no, okay, so just a mountain.
It's about
What is his plan with this Ball Lightning? Oh, you talked about a Saproling Burst.
Yeah.
Does he have mana to cast it?
no.
So there's 3 mana on the table. Is there a Dark Ritual and a Saproling Burst?
What's happening? He's
Nope.
this. I mean, this deck has some lions that I just never.
What is this therapy right now?
Right.
Is there a benefit to having it?
Yeah.
It looks
I
like
think it looks like he's kind of beating himself up here.
yeah. I'm trying to think what his original plan was.
This is around too nice a guy. I will let my opponent take this back.
All right. Will there be a Ball Lightning? That's kind of what I think we should work for.
All I need would be game.
Pretty good. Oh, Nostalgic Dreams. That's the card that he sees. So, what? I guess he wants. He's thinking about reanimate. No,
The reason we're saying ball lightning so much is because Pandemonium is symmetrical. And if he plays a ball lightning, he gets to just do 6 Blake immediately. Same with Jacopo.
no ball lightning this turn. All right, so just in for 1. Blake really needs.
I think he thought that. I think he forgot that he has to exile
the Academy
Rector.
Rector, and he's going to be
That's
able
my
to
guess.
be able to reanimate it and then sack it again, and go get Saproling Burst.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what his line was. Okay.
It's a third.
Yeah, I think
Lotus Petal.
I think he forgot that it exiles because he had the reanimate. I think that's what his thought process was.
Aaron down to 16. A Dreadnought wins the game for Blake. You know, if he draws a Dreadnought off the top, he gets to play it, 12 him, reanimate it, 12 him again. Kills him.
Yeah. That would be pretty wild.
Maybe he thought he had a Dreadnought in his hand.
I think he forgot about the exile clause from the Academy Rector. I think that's what makes the most sense from the sequence of plays that we have seen.
But Aaron continues to draw lands.
Well, there is a Barbarian Ring there, so that's an extra 2 damage at some point.
Yep. Effectively at 7. That's 15.
This is the most suspenseful Pandemonium where it's just like in play and nothing's happened for like 3 turns.
This is a sweat right here. This is like what the heck is going to happen every turn? Blake just kind of like made the play to turn the random meter up as high as it possibly can go.
Let's make things interesting. He's down to 9, but Aaron's draws have been very underwhelming, to say the least.
It looks like he's holding land.
He's got 3 cards in hand. How? If they're like not burn spells, they have to be all lands. Yeah. All right, here is a bolt.
Bolt him.
All right.
Bolt him down 6.
Now the reanimate might kill you at this point.
4.
All right, I think Burn is doing it.
1.
Yep.
-1.
All right. And so, I think a
ball of 5.
Here are all my lands.
Draws 10 lands still with shaking against. It has to be one of the worst possible matchups.
Yeah. So I think Blake had kind of a brain fart there, but I kind of think the way his draws panned out, I don't know if there would have really been much he could have done. I guess he could have got Saproling Burst.
I mean, if he just does nothing, he doesn't take damage from a Fanatic.
Sure. Okay. Then he has a little bit, a few more turns. Okay, so typically, is there stuff in the Sligh's sideboard that helps out in this type of matchup? I mean, like there could be a card like Price of Progress that might deal more damage because Blake's mana base. Yeah. The problem is, it's like the games that Blake really wins. Like he can just win on like turn 2 or 3. And then
definitely could. Yeah.
Price of Progress doesn't deal that much.
This is the deck that can turn 1 easier than any other deck in the format. Price is huge, but all it's really like it's gonna just like guarantee a turn 4 kill though. I don't think there's very many turn 3 kills that involve Price of Progress, right?
Sure.
So and turn 4 kill is like what the Sligh deck's gonna like do anyway. You definitely bring it in. It's a great card. It's gonna go do maximum damage to
but like you kind of said, like it's only a slight upgrade because basically it doesn't prevent Blake from doing what he's trying to do, and typically Blake is faster than Aaron.
Yeah, I don't think it swings the matchup for him because it's really it really is just dependent on Blake's deck doing something, not Aaron's.
Yeah, the one thing Sligh doesn't do a great job of disrupting it can disrupt the graveyard. So there's a card like Tormod's Crypt that's a way to fight like a replenish plan, but I think in general, if you know like that's there, I feel like you can play around it. Like it's a little bit tricky. Like you might have to nostalgic like put Pandemonium into play, and then like you just don't have to discard the cards, I guess. So you just don't. You can just try and get to like 6 mana and play Pandemonium and then play 2 Dreadnoughts.
Right. We say that like you gotta roll to 5 and like still won, but like if you think about Blake's hand, like it was all discard spells. So if Aaron would have some card in hand, it probably would have been like the same kind of
Sure.
situation.
Situation.
Because he would have probably made him discard 2 or 3 of those cards, you know. Blake's hand would have been like pretty damn good against like a regular hand of Magic cards, but against all lands and a Mock-Fanatic, he just didn't do it. It's kind of funny. I don't know if there's any. I'm trying to think of any card that Sligh brings in that does anything in this matchup besides Price of Progress.
I can't think of. I mean, Tormod's Crypt is a card that, like,
For sure,
I think you could bring in.
That's true.
It's not lights out, but I think it's probably better than.
You can win through it.
Yeah, but it might give you a turn, and
sometimes they can keep them from able to win too. If the greater good deck can have a number of ways it can play out.
we have a subscription from MTG Banding, so thank you, Phil, for the bagel spin and the subscription. So if you're not familiar with Phil in the Wind, he does the Banding newsletter. So about
Premodern's one and only newsletter.
yeah, which is it's really nice just to have all that information kind of in one place, and it will. It's
like he's resurrected the Duelist sideboard.
Yep.
And you're just able to read about Magic. It's so novel. Like this, it's like almost reads like an old news column. You know.
Yep.
I love it.
all right. We're kicking things off for game 2, kind of like how we started the first one, up a damage and a Cabal Therapy. So
2 Price of Progress and a Ball Lightning.
put that Pandemonium into play. I am ready. That's what Aaron says.
You probably didn't say something like that. You want to play that Pandemonium?
You can name Jackal Pup. You could name Lightning Bolt. I might name Pup.
Price.
Well, we know
Maybe what's sort of in the dark Price of Progress.
the
there,
thing.
but-
Well, the thing is, if you see Price of Progress, then you might be able to flash it back and
Yeah.
name it. And so I usually try to name the ones that you think they're going to cast right away. And Jackal Pup, I think on turn 1 does the most damage. So
Blake is just warming up here, as you're about to see.
the little finger taps. He's like, I'm ready to do something. We got a warp.
I guess he's warming up.
Yeah. Which I think we could all use here at the snowy pre-modern cup, spring cup.
I mean, it wasn't the coldest day. It just
That's true. What set is this from?
Tempest,
Tempest?
6th edition.
6th edition. We'll get this Tempest one up for our viewers' pleasure. Not something that Aaron is excited to see. But not something that he can't overcome.
If there was a game show that was what set is this pre-modern card from, I think I would be like 95% of the field.
We got a price just for basically 2 damage.
Gain 2, take 2.
Yeah. That seems almost aggressive. So,
Gain 2, take 4.
yeah.
The Warmth has gained 4 life now.
So the one thing about that Price of Progress is like that's a card that actually scales pretty well if the game keeps going and Blake has to jump out with his mana. Where a card like Lightning Bolt is very static. It deals 1.
Exactly.
So I think I might hang on to that Price of Progress. Like I don't think the game's gonna end
Oh,
in that few of
Don't
turns.
play turn 2.
Oh,
Yeah, I bet Blake does know it's in his hand.
did he do it? Did he do it in response to the warps? I don't think he did.
Wow, really? You're right. I don't think he did.
Well, it was
He would be at 14,
it was
right?
Blake's turn too. So Aaron only had 1 mana. So, well, Blake is going to do a little bit more damage to himself. And there is still another Price of Progress looming. This is going to get cast an Enlightened Tutor. And what are you getting here? A greater good.
GG. GG.
But I mean, the problem is Blake is going to have to take at least 2 damage to cast that.
Yep.
And while the burn spells from Aaron are less impactful, oh, he can cast it now. So he'll still have to take 2 because of the city brass.
Yep. He's gonna do it.
Well, I mean,
Shrug. Here we go. You got me?
Like Aaron has to have a pretty specific set of burn spells. It has to be like the ones that deal 3 are not nearly as impactful as like a Fire Blast or a Press Progress, which he knows his opponent has. But
yeah, I think it's fairly safe with the Warmth in play.
yeah, we do see a Dreadnought looming in his hand, so we might see some fireworks next turn, and I think that's what we're all hoping for. Because this deck, if you're not familiar with the Greater Good deck, it is fun to watch when it goes off. It's also fun to go off. Drawing 12 cards is a very good feeling.
Blake's hand was like, wow, this is kind of the nightmare draw against Mono Red, and he's just, doing it. It's
All right, we've got an Incinerate.
Incinerate for 1, Lightning Bolt for 1.
I mean, those spells don't really get any better.
He can price him for 4 here.
Fire Blast would deal 2.
Drew Ball Lightning there, could have killed him.
Yes. And I guess
Right.
also, like, Blake might have to take some more damage from his lance, so...
Blake fades the red deck, or fades that turn, and he's gonna cast Phyrexian Dreadnought. This draws him, sacrifices it immediately to Greater Good. This draws him 12 cards. It's discard 3 of them.
So if Blake's going off this turn, he can just put stuff in the graveyard. There's no Tormod script in play. You don't have to play around the cards that I was talking about before. So, I mean, you kind of have both options of discard it now, or you could keep it in your hand, because sometimes you just cast. You get a bunch of Elvish Spirit Guides and Lotus Petals, and you just cast Pandemonium and then 2 Dreadnoughts. It's like, I don't want this Ancient Tomb. I don't think this is a card I want in my hand. So
Yeah.
he's discarding the cards he's not going to use.
Aaron, waiting patiently to see if he does. He's gonna drop that 4th non-basic land. You maniac. That'll bring the
Price of Progress will deal a
it
net
will
of
deal
6.
6 damage to him. So if Aaron has any 3 damage spell in his hand, Blake's dead.
Or
here.
well, and then Blake tapping for colored mana also would be problematic. So I think playing that land
he
might,
kind of has to, I think.
but those city breasts just don't do anything now. I don't think
Right.
it's better to.
But how is he gonna cast the Dreadnought otherwise?
Well,
Yeah,
basically he played 1 land, got 1 mana, and turned off 2 lands. If you just didn't play a land, you could just at least use the 2 city brasses. Because by playing that land, you take 2.
Right. Oh, that's true.
So I think it's just better not to play a land there. And
He has a wealth of free mana in his hand too. It's like it feels like such a bad risk to take here.
colored mana sometimes does come at a premium though, because of Elvish Spirit Guide makes green, which isn't super useful.
I thought he had a Lotus Petal in his hand.
I think
You're right though. It was a mistake.
I think
Play
Aaron
that
might
land.
squeak out of this. So if yeah, he does need to get black mana initially. But that's the thing, like if he didn't play the Llanowar Wastes and just use like City Breast, I don't know if he has a Dark Ritual in his hand, but if he used it for black, then he could cast Dark Ritual. Because here you just kill him in response, right?
He'd respond to the
Yeah, so in response, I'm going to cast Price of Progress. You can gain 2, but I'm going to deal 8.
Whoops.
And yep, I think that playing that 4th land was real punishing. I mean, it was going to be a tricky situation either way, but the Sligh deck in that unlikely scenario takes down the combo deck that we talked about, like being blistering really fast, and typically a matchup that you're not upset to see, I think, from Blake's perspective. So, really interesting. And
if he doesn't play that land, he was at 7, right? And so
I'm gonna go check the floor to see if there's someone we can bump to the feature match.
okay.
So you can still talk to chat for a bit.
Yeah, let me suss this out here. If he doesn't play that land, he plays the Dreadnought, draws 12, discards 3. He taps a city, goes to 6. Yeah, he can tap both city and brasses. He has to tap the city to play the next Dreadnought, and then he has one more land, and he can ritual multiple times to keep going. Not hitting another Dreadnought was pretty rough, I think, for Blake. I think he on odds to like hit the 3rd one maybe, but yeah, I think definitely think Mike's right. He should not play the 4th land. But it's like one more mana at his disposal if he does it that way. So Mike is getting us another match ready. Good game to Aaron, dodging Nightmare combo, greater good. What's everybody hoping to see in the feature match area for the rest of the day? Any decks here looking to check out? We'll see if we get them in here. I bet you know all the people in the room. You hear your friend's name. We had go over the people who won their first round first. Peter McGrain, Aaron Dix, Blake Niemi, Adam Dukow, Brandon Adams. Yeah.
I'm just figuring out the players. So.
Some other people. You took the sheet away from me. There I was. Unless he picked Prisoner Mud. That would be cool. I don't know if we have any decks like that here, but I'm hoping we do. I was working on Mono Blue. I updated it last night. I was trying it out. It felt pretty good. I don't know if you've seen the deck I put in the Premodern group, but I tried out Future Sight. Idea is to take red out of the deck, but go to the Mono Blue version. And I had Future Sight. I'm trying Stroke of Genius. I'm liking that. But it's a pretty cool deck.
All right, so quick update. I saw a match that was sideboarding. I'm like, hey, you guys want to move to the feature match? And so we have Ricky Thorson up against Trinity Rector. So they're going into game 3, and I don't know what they're playing, so we'll figure that out. But we do know it's 1-1. So
Ricky, I think, might be playing Mud. So whoever asked for that just got their wish.
Update these names. We have Ricky is on the left,
City Traders, Mox Diamond,
I believe. Yes. Okay.
a Mind Stone, and a Spear of Resistance. This is, let me just say, this is the start for this deck. You got it all, but wow, that's a pretty good turn 1. Play a Spear of Resistance on top with 4 mana.
Yeah, that I think Trinity's pretty excited that they have the annul there, because that game's probably way different otherwise.
Way over. Alright, now we got a defense grid.
Alright, so I guess we can confidently say that Ricky's on.
Okay, countered. I think this is the blue-red version. Blue Red usually play Mox Diamond. This looks like
Oh.
it has its own innovations to it.
All right, I guess
That are
I'll
pretty cool.
I'll leave the deck names off for now. Well,
We should get the deck list.
yeah, we'll do that in between
Next round
rounds,
we'll start.
So, but
Look
I
at
don't-
the deck list. I kind
sometimes
of like
it's kind of
not
fun.
having them.
It's kind of fun, yeah, because then like, I mean, as a player, you kind of piece together based on information, and it's interesting. It's not like you have a deck list in front of you. Yeah, it probably is a welder variation. So
Yeah, Ricky is playing a second defense grid. So we're gonna see a lot less interaction now from the blue deck. Sleight of hand for Trinity. He's going to pass.
So, do we have an idea what Trinity's doing? Sleight of hand and counter spells. Is this a Dreadnought variation?
Is he an opt?
It could be a stasis. I don't have a bad.
I doubt it's stasis because he played sleight of hand. I think it's much more likely it is Dreadnought. So Trinity tries to play an opt, but is reminded of the defense grid in play. Has to take it back. And Ricky plays a take the wire. So taps all his lands. Island. Play the op. Play the op, Trinity. Alright, Mind Stone for Ricky.
So, the mud decks usually, I mean, constrict the opponent's mana with cards like Tangle Wire.
Yes.
Sphere Resistance, Rishan Import. Also, sometimes Mishra's Helix, and typically the way to win is like a Black Vice or a Masticore.
Or a Karn.
Or a Karn, yes. And then, but the blue-red version, so is it just for Tinker and Goblin Welder? I guess I'm not...
It just plays Tinker Goblin Welder. It also has a combo kill. They often play like one Devour and one Alter Dementia.
Okay,
So if they draw two Tinkers or one of each or two copies of Tinker and one of the two combo pieces, they can just kill. Like it looks like where he's setting it up, he just tinkered for an alternate dementia.
Okay. Yeah, Tinker's an interesting card in this format because, like, when I first started playing, I was really drawn to it because everyone's experience with Tinker is just super powerful. A lot of times, like, I feel like the only really broken thing is like the Phyrexian Devour Alter combo.
Yeah. I think I really like tinkering for Mishra's Helix with these decks. I've found like it shuts down a lot more of the format than you'd think. I haven't played Box Diamond in my version either, but it's interesting.
All right. Well, we're casting a Phyrexian Devour, so these two interactions, if this resolves,
Ricky, explain the situation here.
yeah.
This is what's going to happen.
Well, I guess it was defense grid. I was to say like Stifle could come into play, but I guess with defense grid, then you're a lot more confident.
What's going
All right.
You are done.
Yep. So yeah, basically you're gonna exile cards to build up the power of the Devourer. You're able to respond to the sacrifice trigger, make it even bigger, and then you're going to sacrifice it to an Alter Dementia so that it mills cards greater than the number of cards in Trinity's deck. So Ricky's going to take that one down. And these players, I think, were both 1-0. So Ricky's going to advance to 2-0.
Yep.
Ricky was one of our players. He, I think, for the first round we had here, he was in the finals.
Yeah,
Will.
he was in second place with Stasis.
He was a Stasis player. Yep. So he's switched decks, which I think the previous ones he had played it. I think he stuck with Stasis.
I think he played this deck last time, and
Okay.
I think he advanced in at least one monthly with it too. I forgot that he has been playing a lot of mud decks lately.
Okay, so I guess let's kind of like debrief kind of where we're at in the tournament. So that was the end of round 2. We have 5 rounds of Swiss, and then we're going to be cutting to a top 8. And I think we're going to take a short break as we. Will there be any battle with players in stream?
I certainly hope so.
I haven't looked at all the deck lists. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen any real big stacks out there.
Did you see for the monthly that someone played Battle of Wits to?
Owen Fletcher, yeah.
To the.
I played him 2 months ago, I think, and he was on that deck. So he's been rolling with that for a while now and done a lot of work on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a super cool deck. I hope he goes deep in it. Event.
All right, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna figure out deck lists, kind of look at and kind of get a sense of the metagame. We're gonna do some adjustment stuff, but we'll be back. I think the round is close to finishing, so it probably won't be that long. But we're gonna take a break, and we will be back with more coverage of our Premodern Spring Cup. So don't go anywhere. We will see you for round 3.